Hi, I'm Joe Giordano, Chief Content Director at Aftermarketer Club. Today, for our In the Pits Expert Interview Series, we're going to be talking about how automotive industry companies can improve their customer service. Our guest today is Robert Spector. Robert is author of The Nordstrom Way. This must-read book takes a look at developing outstanding customer service for your business. We welcome Robert by starting off with this question. Robert, what motivated you to write this book?
Well, I covered Nordstrom for many years as a journalist, and then the opportunity arose through a Nordstrom employee as well as a literary agent in Seattle to do a book about the company. Now, from that very first phone call from that agent to when the book was published was 5 years. But I knew I had a great story, and that's what kept me going.
Okay. And can you tell our listeners a little bit about what the Nordstrom Way is?
The Nordstrom Way, very simply, is to be a customer-centered, customer-focused company. Now, what does that mean? Everybody talks about wanting to be customer-centered, customer-focused. But what Nordstrom does is empower the people on the front lines to make decisions, to take care of the customers, and management backs them up on those decisions. Do they always make the right decisions? No, but Nordstrom feels that empowered, motivated salespeople are the key to giving great customer service and being supported by the company.
Okay, and our blog focuses on automotive industry companies. How can automotive industry companies apply this philosophy?
Sure. Well, I've actually spoken to several automotive companies. I was most recently at SEMA a few weeks ago, but I've done presentations for many of the top automotive companies. And everything that I talk about in this book is very simple. It's the execution that is the challenge. At Nordstrom, they really asked their people two basic questions. One is your interaction with the customer. Is it enhancing the customer experience? And two, is it increasing sales? If the answer to no is either one of those things, then you move on to something else. But very simple questions. Are you enhancing the customer experience? Are you increasing sales? Any company can do that regardless of their size, whether they're a mom and pop auto repair business or they're General Motors. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. And of course, obviously, the most important question, why should small business owners read your book?
Well, I have a special affinity for small business owners. In fact, my most recent book is called The Mom and Pop Store. And it's part memoir. My parents had a butcher shop and a farmer's market in New Jersey. So I grew up in small business. And I profile a lot of different small businesses around the country. The reason why small businesses should read this book is that it'll give them an insight in what to look for in people that they hire and what to look for in ways to motivate and keep those people working for that particular company. And all this stuff is very simple. I learned customer service from my father, who was an immigrant with an 8th grade education. And if he could figure out this stuff, surely, the people with better education who were born in this country can figure it out too.
So, you talk of customer service tips. What's some of the most important ones you cover in the Nordstrom Way?
Well, first of all, it's having a great experience when people come into whether it's coming into your shop, whether it's looking at your website, or even calling up your place of business and somebody answers the phone. And when somebody calls your place of business, when they answer, does that person who's representing you, do they have a smile in their voice? Do they sound like they want to help you? Or does it sound like they're bored and they can't wait till it's time for them to go home? So start out by making sure that the interaction with your customer is a positive one. Send out a positive message that we appreciate your business. We are here for you. We're going to do whatever it takes to take care of you. And we're going to do it with a smile and with a commitment to great service. That doesn't cost anything. It's the attitude.
I see. Okay, and so how can people best get your book? What's the best way for them to, get online and get that book?
Well, if you don't have a great neighborhood bookstore, you can certainly go online to Amazon.com and get the Nordstrom Way. By the way, there is going to be a new version, an updated version of the Nordstrom Way coming out in March, and that's going to include a lot more about social media, a lot more about websites, but also the same good old-fashioned advice on how to embrace your customer and never let him or her go. And the mom and pop store book is also available at Amazon.com.
Well, there's no doubt that Nordstrom's is noted for its exceptional customer service. It's a practice of Nordstrom's attributes to improve profits. I'm Joe Giordano, Chief Content Director at Aftermarketer Club. I've enjoyed our time together today. For our listeners, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our blog for more In the Pits expert interviews. Thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it.